Thanks everybody for joining this call. Every week we got some new updates, and today I want to speak about a price table which is new and which I use a lot. So for this site which I'm making at the moment, if you go to DNA testing, for example, you see this price table. And what is so great on this price table? It has one header, and you see those lines in the columns. They stay in all the columns are all the all the lines, all the rows are equal height. And you can also do a read more link. So I want to discuss first how you create such new price table. So let me go in the backend. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Can I go back here? No, can't. You guys see the team in the backend? I don't know. Do I need to log in again? Price table. So if you go in the backend in the price table, you already see that I have several tables created. So you can create new, and if you add new, this is the new price table. And the price table has actually special features. So if you select that, there's a lot of going on in this price table. So let me call this webinar. Here you can select the color if you want. Now it's green, but let's say, let me do green, red kind of thing. Okay, you can enter the color. Now you can say I want one column header. So you go to the right of the row and you say, hey, I want one column. And now you have one column, and I call this webinar. Okay, so now that is solved. You know, that is more to present information moreover than to buy things, so I want to hide those buttons. Okay, so now this becomes an easy, clean table. Now there is more. Let's say I want here a read more button. If you read more link, so if you hover over this, there's now a link option. So if you go link and say read more, and you can enter here a link in the button or a link from the website. So let me grab a link from B12 shots or whatever. Then enter the link. Now I have a read more link. Guys, see this? I say I need lesser columns. That is possible too. And I need lesser rows. That's possible either. Okay. Now you guys see the table now editing? I have a little bit hard time to switch screens today. So now you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each column would be 25%. And that's actually, let me save this. It's actually not what I always like. You see here now the webinar table is in place. So if I go to pages and let's add this to the DNA page. Okay, we stay on the DNA page. And we added this. And we add a new price table module. Let's say, where is the price table? And we just call this webinar, correct? And give the top margin of 20 and the bottom margin of 20. Okay, so Now let's save this and see how it looks like in the front end. So DNA. Then let me save it. And cap the URL to make sure. Okay, here. So you see this now? This is the new table, and you see here the read more link. You guys see this? How easy it is? But there's something that I don't like from this overview is that those columns are from the same width. 1 second, please. So those columns are from the same width, and the read more button don't need that width. So you go back to the table in the editing. Let's go to the price table. And there's a setting now, and you can say set column width. So let's say you only need a 10% because you want to have space for the text. And then let's say I want this column 15%, this column and also 15%. So we have now 15 plus 15 is 30 plus 10 is 40, and here we make this 60%. Okay, and save this, update this. You see now you have more control about how the columns are shown. This is still a link. Everybody get this? Yeah, so this when you update it on the back end, it is still linked to that pricing table. So now it was equal width, and this one is customized width. Okay, so if you update the pricing information table here, it will show them also here. Okay, now there is one more thing you might not have discovered yet, and that is symbols. So some information, like here's a check mark, is easier than text. So you kind of here has, I can edit this, or I can then you go to text, or I have access to all kind of shortcodes. You guys see this? So you have, I don't know, 1,000 or so. I don't know how many thousand. Let's say I want, let's do something cool, the battery. Okay, save, update this, and refresh this. And now when battery is showing, you know? So you have all kind of tons of symbols in the backend to customize your table. So let's say I want a chart, I want a camera, you know, I want arrows, a star, a shopping cart. The shopping cart is actually nice. So let's choose that. Update that. And now refresh. And now you have a shopping cart symbol. So now the table becomes very customizable. So you can do a pricing table with several columns, or now you can also have one header like just an information table with custom information in it, including that you can have a read more link, a link to it. Can be linked to a page inside the team, but it can also link to outside the team. Any question about those pricing tables? I love them. Can you change the color of the icons? No. You have to select another icon. Karen said, Robbie's pricing table are the best I ever have used. Yeah, it's very customizable. Can you add the columns headers back on? Yes, you can. So if you go to the webinar table, and the setting is, do you want to show headers? Shing header no, save, and then this is the traditional header. So if I update that, refresh, and then you have the traditional header. So this pricing table, what I just demoed to you, has the main features what I just demoed to you. This one has also, but not exactly the same features as this one. This one has some highlighting. If I choose this one, webinar 2, it doesn't have that it stays in one column all the text. So just, I think webinar 2. So it can also hide buttons and so. But if I add a lot of text here, it doesn't stay DNA test. Let me go to pages. Pricing table. Where are you? Here, price table. Then webinar 2. Top margin 20. Bottom margin 20. Save. Update page. Refresh. Okay, now it is kind of almost the same, but you see that text doesn't go to multiple lines, and here text will go to multiple lines. So that's the big difference. So this has about the same control functionality, but the text, if I would add more text here, update, refresh, you see here more text is showing, and while here it is not showing. So that's the big difference. But just play with them. There are plenty to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's almost always one which you like, and they are very customizable. Okay, just to your like. Sometimes you want the left column, sometimes you don't want the left column, and just route for um, um, showing in buy button, or you want just this one. You know, just it also depends on which website you are working on and what fits the best. But you can always change it to your like. Yeah. So you guys like that? You can change a lot. But the bottom two, this one, the last one, I like actually a lot because almost everything is customizable. Okay, but maybe you don't need the left column. So I want you to check out those pricing tables and put your service cost in it. You know, how much you charge for certain service to get an ID. That's a nice way. You can add the menu, you can do so many things with it. Any other question about pricing table? They are static cells. They are not a result of a calculation, something like that. So let me drink a sip. The pricing table is, if you're on the back end of the team, you see on the left hand side pricing table. Okay? You can add a new one or you can edit an existing one. And you see here I created many because I'm working on this website. And on most pages like SCD, I have a price table related to SCD testing. I also have related to DNA testing, and I also have one for drug testing, and I have one for urine drug testing, hair drug testing, alcohol test, and then so I created different ones. Everything is kind of adjusted to the page where you're on. So, and I have shown you how to select another pricing table for each page. So just a module and you select the pricing table. And everybody knows now how to create a vertical menu. So if you go to the back end of the team, what you do, appearance menus, and you can set create a new menu, call this webinar. I create maybe that already exists. Here it is, select. So Then you add some menu links to it, whatever you like, and save it. Now if you're working in a sidebar, I kind of like the vertical menu in a sidebar. So there's a Team Jack sidebar menu, and then the sidebar one is from the home page, but this let me update, add the menu module, and then there's a vertical menu, and let's say call this webinar. And now we select the vertical menu webinar. Save this, update sidebar, go to the home page, and voila, we just created a vertical menu. So that's how simple it is, and you can customize the colors of it. That's how simple it is to create a vertical menu. Isn't it simple sometimes? So if that went too quick, I have some good news. There's a tutorial sections, and there is a vertical menu training from Karen, but explained as in simple steps. Okay, so there's a lot of training in the backend tutorials where you want to fall back on. I got a question all the time about schema, pricing table, Google Analytics. Oh, and today Karen made a video about landing pages, and actually that is our next topic. Let me open a new WordPress. Let's check WordPress direct. Let's see. Let me open a new team. And you want to make sure you have the latest version. See, it's now already 3.16, so update that. And now it's updated. And then when you go to Team Jack, you see here a new menu link is landing pages. Correct? Then if you look at the front end, I don't know what's showing on front end, so let's check that out. That is just a simple default website. So if you want to create a form, you add the new form, and you can create select one but is already there. Select one, whatever you like. This is kind of the same strategy or the same functionality as pricing table for a webinar, and you just enter in it, and here is your free gift. Okay, and save this. So now the form is created, and if you go to pages, and let's say the home page, and let's see, this add a row, and now we do this for column, and then we have, let's see, landing pages forms, and again form webinar. Okay, and then you can say landing page type is normal over pop-up. So let's first do normal, and then you select the landing page form webinar, save this, update that, refresh, and now you have that form created, correct? What we just created, and it tracks conversion, all kind of things. So now it's kind of this typical form, but you can also present it as a pop-up. So if you go to the edit page, there's a setting for a webinar, and say I just want to show a button, and it show where is the setting, form webinar, form receiver, email server, landing page at normal or pop-up, and then you can set some standard button background settings. So if you do save now, update, and look that up in the front end, you now see, and you see the spelling error, you now see it on the background. So now you click on it and pop-up starts up. Okay, you guys see often those differences between a form or pop-up, and that is how you make that setting. So today Karen finished a complete 20 minutes tutorial about landing page, because landing page is kind of comprehensive, has a lot of bells or whistles. So Karen finished a tutorial about it. It's 20 minutes. So it's very worthwhile to see how it all works. Okay, 1 second. Landing pages. And here's the video, and you can also go to YouTube. Okay, so I know you guys have a lot of questions about landing pages, and that is why we created an I think this is the longest tutorial so far. It's about 20 minutes, but it covers a lot. So that was actually my contribution today. I'm open now for freakers ask questions. I'm happy to answer them. It also covers the landing page tutorial, also covers a thank you page and even a PayPal button. So it's a complete 20 minutes high quality tutorial. Okay, so if you go to Team Jack Biz, this is the drag team tutorial, and then landing pages A to Z. Yes, you can use the landing page as a funnel, yes, and you can track conversions. You can have an downloadable product. You can see what works the best. You can split test which page works the best. You can split test which offer works the best. Will the new design keep existing videos and content at page? Yes, you just, yes, you can add a new page. You can set it at the new page as a home page, however you like. Okay, so just a new module, and it covers a lot. Laurent said yes, it's very nice, thank you. Any other question? Raymond said, love that you keep making improvements. Yes, and we're working on a huge update, so I'm sure you will keep loving my work. Yeah, we are working on a couple of big updates, and I like them too, so it's just a matter of time that they get finished. So my goal, not actually my goal, but it will be that the local team jack is the older team you ever need, and once you get used to it, you know, it's very handy to use. Gary said, are you still creating websites for new and different niches, waiting for the number 300 to be ready? So we are still creating new niches. 300 is not a goal on itself. If a member submit a niche but makes sense to create a niche for, we will create a team. So what is the criterion that we will create a new niche for? So it needs to be at least, I would say, 20,000 searches for that niche in the United States. So that gives me an indication that there's a real need for it. And the team needs to be kind of make sense that you create a team for. So if you have a team, a niche what sells a lot of products online, then you have a lot of pictures from that business. So that doesn't, a general team doesn't cover that. So it needs to be able to make a general website for it, and then when you show that website to the client, kind of is at least 80% done. So he can still have his own storefront pictures, about us pictures, you know, those small changes. That is fine. But not that you have to redo the whole website. We haven't been suggesting different teams lately. We should add startup again. That's fine. Actually, I got on a regular base, I got requests, and I check those. I check those on those terms, and if that niche makes sense, we create a team for it. So 300 is not a goal on itself. But was a goal about 2 years ago was 112. That was a goal for us. Now we just fulfill your guys' need. Now I think, I haven't counted it, but I would not be surprised if we have 250 niches or something like that. Okay, so Arlene has a good niche, so just submit it and then we'll check it out. Any other question? What is the URL that is updated with all the niches on it? So kind of team tag niche, uh, niche websites, and you can also go to ibis leads/demo. But this might not be have everything because this get maybe updated once a month. It gives you a good impression. Do we submit our request to the support email address? Yes. And those are the overview for the drag and drop team. There's also an overview for the standard team, but I really highly recommend you start learning the drag and drop team. So actually, this is a nice question. Will you guys had a bad experience in the past using another product and it was a drag product? It was a drag and drop product. I kind of have the feeling that you're used to the standard theme and you're expecting not great results from the drag and drop theme, because the functionality, the features from the drag and drop theme are that much more nowadays than the standard theme. And once you get used to the drag and drop theme, you will love it. You will really love it. I guarantee you, you will love it. It's so easy nowadays. So I highly recommend the next theme you're going to make is based on a drag and drop theme. And I know it is something new. Okay, it's different than the standard theme where you're used to it. But it is time to make that change. It is time to start using it. And I guarantee once you start using it, you will say, oh Jack, there is such incredible, handy, easy, comfortable, customizable. I'm glad that I took some extra time to learn it. So the drag and drop theme is becoming really super with a lot of extra features. Very easy to customize, but it works a little bit different. But once you get the hang on it, you will, I don't know, it's with like a new TV or a new device or a new car. You have to learn things, okay? But once you have learned those things, it's things are so much better. But the problem, I think, is you have used in the past another drag and drop product and you were confused. You didn't have a great experience. That is what I think. And I can guarantee that local team Jack drag and drop is not like that. It's much easier. So Raymond just said, it takes getting used to the drag and drop, but I think once I get used to it, that will be easier to use than the regular theme, and that they have much more features and functionality. Yes. A, it is much easier to use. B, there's no more functionality available. Leon said, yes, a lot like AdWords. You keep working, you get better and better. Yes. AdWords is kind of simple, I think. I really think. AdWords is, I don't know, how do you express that? AdWords has been sold in the past as something very difficult. You look up to it, but it's so much easier than SEO. You know, a lot of gurus, they teach you to do SEO, but they don't know to do AdWords. That doesn't mean that AdWords is hard. No, they just don't know it. So if you follow my training, I guarantee you will discover how easy AdWords is. Of course, everything you have to learn it, okay? So Gary said, just make the difference to go with the drag and drop only and no standard sites, and then your development time can be concentrated on one type of site. Yes, Gary, but I don't want to force it. I'm not forcing you not to use the standard. If some of you guys are used to the standard team, I know that. And there's, on itself, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, if you are not ready to go to the next level, it's okay. But I don't recommend that. Okay, I recommend you to learn the drag and drop. And there's so many tutorials in the backend. It's really an ocean. And those, besides the one from today, those are all 2-3 minutes tutorials. So every module has a tutorial. And anyway, if you select a team niche, 90% is done. So you don't need to do a lot. Does that make sense? So one question for you guys. Which topic would you like me to cover next Tuesday? Hey, what would you like to have covered next Tuesday? Where do you need help with? Style Wizard, business development. We need WP Gateway sometime. Okay, we can do that. I was thinking about that for next month. To make WP Gateway as a topic for the month September, to do special promotions, extra training, explain how things works, how easy things can be managed, manage hosting, the WP Gateway Cache plugin, the WP Gateway Security plugin, how to update themes, how to update plugins, how to set up an email, how to create a backup, how to do a restore, how to make a clone of a website. You guys like to have the month September, the topic WP Gateway? Okay, I see a lot of yes, so we will concentrate on that. So the one thing I still want to cover is we make some changes in Lead Finder Jack. And let me explain a little bit what it is. So let me go over Lead Finder Jack. You guys see my screen? So on the search screen, this is changed. You guys see this? Search type, my own. So this setting will determine how the dig deep get executed. So there are a lot of standard settings. You know, you go after the standard reviews, mobile, unclaimed, all done, pages, ultimate, okay? And then you have some specials. But you kind of don't know what's still in it. So if you go to manage it and you go to create one, now if you can search for AnguList, Manta, Geocode, Google Maps. So this screen is actually very detailed what it all does. So if you select the predefined, the standard, you can see which checkboxes are selected. And we make the screens easier, but you can see here what is selected. Okay, so you get mobile only, unclaimed only, domains only. For a lot of times, that is very customizable. It adds a little bit more complication to it, because now you have to select exactly what you're looking for. So the standard is most of the time good, but if you also want to select mobile, you can also select mobile only. So now it only goes after mobile sites. So how do you come in this screen? And that is kind of the trick what I wanted to show you today is you have this screen, and there's a button, search type. You go to manage, and then you go to create one. And now you have this screen. And now you can select the predefined and see what is included in certain predefined niches. The easiest actually is just to select what you like and give it your name. Let's say I call this Gary. Okay, and Gary, I know him kind of, I think. Gary wants it all. He doesn't matter if the computer runs for a week. So I call it Gary and save this. Okay, close. Okay, and now Gary is a search type. So now it gets searched according to setting from Gary. I would love Lead Finder Jack to have a search for videos integrated with it. Yes, it does. Okay, it can search for videos if they are available on a website. That's actually in default setting. And then on the campaign screen, I don't know, on the campaign screen, let me try to make this full size. On the campaign screen there's a setting, video. Does its website have a video, yes or no? Okay, so it does it by default if it searches for video, and on the campaign screen you can filter on it. Gary said, tell everybody what all Lead Finder Jack will search out if it does a bunch. So Lead Finder Jack is a product which is built, I think now, more than 5 years. So it adds all up, and it has many modules now. So if you go to jackhopman.com under training and go on the Lead Finder Jack, you will actually see a lot of modules, not one of 2 or 3 modules. There's a lot of modules. So you see the AdWords prospector, so it goes after, or it can go after, we already are advertising on AdWords. The video prospector, so you can go after, you can show a video, how do you say that? It creates a video image from the prospect website, looks like a video player in the email, and guaranteed they will click on that image and you can link that image to your prospected website. WordPress site security risk prospector. Here you check if you can check if that WordPress, if that site from the client, from the prospect is based on WordPress and if it's secure. And if not secure, you can show a nasty image for it. The mail prospector does, you can upload emails, your own emails. Unclaimed Google My Business listing is very popular because it the text if a listing from a business is claimed on Google. And then you have the video prospect delete. What we just covered is that you can filter if a website contains a video, and you can prospect those who have a video or not. The mobile prospector does, it checks at Google if a website is mobile friendly or not. So Google tells Lead Finder Jack if a website is in their eyes mobile friendly. So the maps error search and filter compares what is on the Google listing with what is on the website, and you know, if they don't match up, you get penalized by Google. Then you have Home Advisor, which go after businesses who are advertising on Home Advisor, paid for every lead well, and they are looking for to get more leads. Then the World Search is kind of very powerful if you want to do unmasked search for, let's say, all niches in your city, or for a certain niche in your city or in the state. So it is very powerful to collect a lot of leads. Local business, our quick search where you enter a certain niche and you select a city and you go after, you just want to have a couple of hundred leads. And then the emailer, it has an inbuilt mailer. I don't see that in any other product, where you can send emails using our lead finder mail host, and then also you can export a CSV file. So this list is built over time, and some of you guys want to offer Google My Business service, some of you guys want to offer AdWords service, some of you guys like more video services. It is which service you like. You can filter on it, collect the leads for it, and prospect it in that way. Does that make sense? And each of those buttons, they have a video training from Karen on the back end. Okay, so short video tutorial, and you're all up to date. Karen said, Lead Finder Jack is a Swiss Army knife of lead finding tools. Correct. So with that said, we are about an hour on the call. I enjoyed this training. We covered a lot. We covered the new pricing table. We covered the new updates from Lead Finder Jack. We had a free Q&A call. The vertical menu where you find the tutorials. So the where was the tutorial for this page? You go to Jack Hopman. Guys, see this? Jack Hopman. And under training, you will find here most of the training for Local Team Jack, Sales Dynamic Jack, WP Gateway, Instant Connect, Lead Finder Jack, Local Lead Jack, landing pages. Okay? So there's a lot of training, very easy, accessible. Thanks everybody for joining the call, and next week I will prepare a training for WP Gateway. Thank you so much, and see you next time.